Ladies and gentlemen, I want to read you an NBC News article, a couple of them actually, and then a couple of CNN articles, and we'll discuss why Democrats essentially want to remove our beloved president from office. Democrats, not just Republicans. Could be Kamala Harris, the vice president that eventually replaces him before 24, because the special counsel is close to indicting him for potential crimes associated with Hunter's laptop and top secret intel missing that he didn't declassify, because in many cases he didn't have the right or the authority as vice president. But I want to just read you a bunch of articles to explain to you that the video game we're all living in, a video game named 2016, when we cross the Rubicon into madness, it's short-circuiting, and the machine apparently has changed its mind. There's a number of reasons for this, possibly, but here, NBC News, top secret document among those discovered in Biden's former office. That's bizarre. About 5-6 days ago, nobody was talking about this, and there was not even a hint that he would have a special counsel, that he would be missing classified records in, 3 different locations now, including top secret intel. NBC News, White House says more documents with classified markings were found in Biden's Delaware home. NBC News, it's puzzling why Biden would have these documents on paper. Does that sound like a headline that you would hear 2 years ago, or even a year ago, or even 6 days ago, 7 days ago? Because the rebuttal could be, well, this is a free press. Go and look at the template that's been used to go after Trump from the Washington Post, the New York Times, MSNBC, CNN, The Atlantic, the New Yorker, New York Magazine, Vanity Fair, Rolling Stone, Esquire. I said New Yorker, New York Magazine. I mean, Time Magazine. It's the same template. Trump bad, Biden either much better or perfect and wonderful, and Democrats good, moral, Republicans and Trump the embodiment of criminality. It's a template. It's a rubric. It's just a template in terms of how they report the news. So why is everything unraveling now? Why is the media narrative suddenly unraveling within a couple of days here? NBC News, Democratic allies grow frustrated with White House response to Biden's classified documents. That's a good one. And then they interview attorneys and political advisors closely aligned with Bill and Hillary. Then CNN, 2 words no president wants to hear. CNN, Biden White House probably very angry at itself, says CNN presidential historian. What's going on here? Is this a free press holding everyone accountable because there's such good writers and reporters, or is this a concerted effort by the Democratic Party, the same Democratic Party that railroaded Bernie Sanders and then blamed another country for informing you that Bernie was cheated, the same Democratic Party along with Madam Secretary, whom I think benefits from all of this, for 24, the same Democratic Party that accused Trump of being in a Moscow hotel room with a document it purchased and then paid FEC violations for. Same Democratic Party that worked to suspend and silence the New York Post when they reported actual news. I don't think they suddenly had a change of heart and said, well, we're going to just report on all of this. The template, the rubric they used, Trump bad, Democrats good, it's now being ripped apart because with Fetterman in Pennsylvania, and you had mashed potato brains, it doesn't, in the Oval Office, the candidate quality doesn't really, scandal, controversy, it doesn't matter. They have a machine. The machine is a finely tuned political machine that levels everything, media, Hollywood, social media, platforms against Trump, and can rebound from seemingly any calamity. Okay? So now you see they've turned on a dime. Here, Fox News, CNN. Biden's whirlwind final days as vice president had aides scrambling to close his White House office. Why do they want to replace this man with Kamala Harris? Why are they unhappy with? Because this is not normal. You'd have to be a bit naive and gullible to believe that this is just a coincidence. It's subscribed to this channel right now, every day at 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. Set your clock, set your dial to it, and every morning expect 2 videos at 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. every day. Forever. And H.A. Goodman's other channel, 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. And that channel's growing. We're growing, ladies and gentlemen. 2023 is already starting off to be something we've never imagined. Now, I know that people, nothing's ever gonna happen. You can just put that to rest, ladies and gentlemen. If you feel that way, if some people feel that way, things are happening, and the script that you've seen the past 2 years, you're talking about Hollywood and Democrats being one and the same. That script is being torn apart, okay? New movie. This is the Biden White House Part 2, the sequel. And it's not the same film. Okay, you have Trump Strikes Back, and it's like, it's not the same movie. Things are taking place. Hit subscribe, 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. every single day on this channel. Thank you for your support and your kind words. To my super thanks, the super thanks is below next to the like and the share buttons. I will thank you in the comments section. Thank you for your support. To my Patreon, I can't tell you how important the Patreon is. If you want to support my voice work channel long term, that's below in the description section, the Patreon. And you can go to hagoodman.com to read my writing on The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Federalist, and other publications, and become part of a newsletter there. Ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't have the power to declassify, the same authority as Trump. He would have had to classify the documents himself, and then he could declassify the documents. Other than that, he doesn't have that authority. He doesn't have the same declassification powers as a president. His attorneys didn't have to notify the DOJ immediately. These are the same people who deliberately tried to deceive, whether you say they lied to the Bureau or not. The operatives, the political operatives, whether they're attorneys or advisors, they bend the rules and break the law and bend the law every single day when it comes to the Democratic Party, or they've done so for Bill and Hillary and Joe and Hunter and all. To think that they just grew a conscience and said, golly, what are we going to do with this classified data? And these are the same people who said, Hillary did nothing wrong, siphoning top secret intel onto private servers. Hillary Clinton will be the nominee in 24. I know I keep saying that. Eventually I'll be right. And I'm right about most things, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes I'm wrong. Of course, I'm not perfect. Okay, but eventually I'll be right about, I think that Hillary's paving the way. Nothing can stop Hillary Clinton in 24 if you have Republican state parties not backing Trump and, doing their best to just not really back him. And she could actually defeat. I'm voting for Trump. I want Trump back in the Oval Office because I don't want, look what's taking place in this country right now. The economy stinks. Foreign policy is a catastrophe. Objectively, Trump's tenure in office achieved more and had a better economy and foreign policy. There's no rebuttal to that. There is no rebuttal to that. You can look and you say, and more people lost their lives of you-know-what in Biden's first year. We can go on forever, but here, they don't want him there for whatever reason. It could be Hunter. It could be the issues with Hunter. It could be the fact that intel agencies and the Federal Bureau of Investigation say, hey, look, there's a lot on both of them. There are clear violations of the law, graft, bribery, all these things. So we better address this issue before Republicans start gaining more information. That's one possibility. I don't know. Hey, God bless all of them. And if you're watching, doesn't matter if God bless you, if you're a Democrat, Republican, communist, socialist, it doesn't matter who you are, Trump, Republican, conservative, libertarian, God bless you. I wish you only the best. Happy New Year and happy and a joyous, prosperous, wonderful, beautiful 2023 and beyond. And God bless the Clintons and the Bidens and Hunter and everybody and Trump and everybody and Jim Jordan and Matt Gaetz. And I don't want anybody to think that I'm, venting negative emotions. It's all love. It's all love. But I do come with a vantage point. And I'm not vote blue no matter who, and I'm not vote Republican no matter what. I like Trump because of his policies and because he stands for going against the mainstream when it comes to foreign policy, endless conflict, military conflict. And we see the second he left, invasion in Europe. The second he left, inflation through the roof. The second he left, all these problems, crime soaring, all this stuff. So you can debate, it was Democrats who pushed to shut down the American economy. That's not even up for debate. Yeah, sure, some Republicans just went along to get along, but anyway, the point is, I don't know why they want Biden out. You don't need look, my next segment at 11 a.m., they don't need a special counsel. They definitely didn't need one for Trump, but they go after Trump, they despise him. They utilize the government against Trump. Why are they utilizing the United States government against Biden? It's not because they're so apolitical and they just want justice. You're talking about tribalism and you're talking about people who have given allegiance to one political side. I have not. I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post, the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. And I said, hey, I'm not part of a cult, or I'm not part of giving allegiance to any political party. And I said, look, you know what? Trump is a great president. Is he great at communicating? Not really. Not like he should have been, but he's a great president in terms of policies. So then I said, you know what? And the left is like completely out of control. So, but then if it's Tulsi Gabbard versus Romney, I'd vote for Tulsi Gabbard. If she was a Democrat. I mean, I want the Second Amendment. I'm conservative on a bunch of things now, but what really drives me is I'm against never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts. I don't want to send American men and women to never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts. Democrats don't care about that. Neither do never Trump Republicans. But the point is, why do they want Biden out? You think this is coincidence? Of course not. I'm not a fan of the Democrats at all, believe me. I think you know this. And I'm not a fan of Biden, but they don't have to have a special counsel. For what? They didn't have a special counsel for Hunter. Those are the big issues. It's not classified data. What Hillary Clinton did, and I think she'll be the 24 nominee, is 1 billion times worse than what Biden did. And what Biden did is worse than what Trump did, which as a former president, Bill Clinton has already paved the way for that. He had classified records outside of the White House when he left. And a judge said, well, you know what, he could put it in his sock drawer near the underwear because, it's his personal records. There's precedent there. Then the rebuttal will be, that's not exactly true. Well, you know what? President Obama's administration made a mockery of classified data, and that could be why maybe Biden knows too much about President Obama's administration. I don't know. It's not normal, people. It's not normal. It's not a conspiratorial fantasy or theory to think that this is all by design. They're not going to turn on Biden within a week because they suddenly grew a conscience. There's a political objective to everything that happens in the Democratic Party and media in American politics. Some things are unforeseen, of course, but this doesn't look like it's unforeseen. You have the same attorneys that did everything possible to set up Trump and protect Hunter, and now they're suddenly giving the DOJ all this information. They didn't have to do that. They could have quietly said, hey, you know what, to the White House. And this was before midterms, of course. Of course, could you imagine? It's like every single time the American public goes to decide between Democrats and Republicans, the Democrats are hiding, whether it's the New York Post story on Hunter and the emails and the graft or, classified data. But why did these operatives not show allegiance to Biden when they did so for so long? Because all of them were linked to the Clintons, first and foremost. You can look at the NBC News article. You can look at the CNN articles. They're quoting people close to the Bill and Hillary. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Kamala Harris could take over. It's a possibility. I think there's going to be a Watergate type of... I'm not predicting anything. It's not a prediction. I just think that this is a situation where you could see a changing of the guard. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Be here at 11 a.m. And throughout the day, everybody, I have like segments at, 2 or 3 or 4 p.m. after my 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. So be here, looking at the channel at around that time. Thanks, everybody.